So, firstly, I will introduce my hi everyone. I will introduce myself firstly that my name is Ravi. I'm certified Employee Central consultant. I'm having a more than of 10 years of experience in Employee Central core and how the success factor like build up, like how we can do the org structure implementation and like the position management settings, HR transactions, and apart from this we have the employee data. So I'll go through one by one PPT that is for you. So by which you can understand point by point like how it is working like success factor in the firstly I'll connect you with what you are doing as of now as in the HR process as of now in your company and how it will be connected to you. So for an example, August structure, what is August structure? Basically, whatever the things we have in the company, for an example, a seat in a company, that is like the division department, the subcategories from top to bottom, it will consist like a label. So labels basically we have from top to bottom, that is the org structure. How we will define that org structure will explain you in this PPT. Second, like how this is the agenda, like what we have as of now, like how do we implement these the iterations we have. Iteration basically means like firstly, I will tell you that how implementation project will work. So for any of the implementation project, firstly the kickoff meeting will start, and after kickoff meeting, we will have the some sort of time like to explore sessions. In explore sessions, we have the workshops like of the EC. For an example, what sort of requirements they have, what things we can provide to them. So how the things like happening as of now in the company and how we can carry it away like to the company to as per the expectation of the company. So we will explain like you after once the explore session will happen. So we have the iteration sessions we have. In iterations, we have iteration one, two, and three. In iteration one, we will give them as per the requirement. If in that requirement if they are not fulfilled with that requirement, they will provide us some more requirements. So in iteration two, we will cover up that requirement, and in iteration three, we will provide them that this is the system which you want, and we will provide you the same. So this is the main criteria in which we are doing the iteration. Now we'll come on to the testing. Now how testing will work. So basically testing we have like for an example, whatever they have given the requirements, so we will fulfill the same thing. And afterwards the testing will happen for them. So now we will have the foundation data. Foundation data like for an example, org structure, job structure, pay structure. I'll explain you these all things like in a coming slide. So basically, I will tell you what is basically a landscape of like this employee central. So you can understand this also. Just give me a second. Okay. So here, if you can see, this is the foundation where we have the foundation of any of the organization that how like we have the best practices, how we are carried away or how the things are like happening as of now in the company. Okay. Second, we have the BTP. BTP is basically to connecting between the employee central to the foundation. For an example, we are using the third party system. Okay, every company is having the HR systems. For an example, somebody is having the Darwin, somebody is having the Salesforce or maybe the Workday. How we can connect them to the success factor, that is the BTP will work. The SAP BTP is basically a platform where it will integrate the system of the your system to the success factor. So we have like of the core HR, payroll, and talent management. How they are defined? So basically, in core HR and payroll, we have the employer central, benefits, and time and attendance. These are the basic things which we have to understand for the core HR. I will explain you in the coming slides also about in detail version of this. Secondly, these are the different modules which we altogether have in the talent management. That is called recruiting, onboarding, performance management, compensation, succession, learning management, and these are the different that is to the sales team will work. Sales performance management and opportunity marketplace. These are the explore sessions like for the company when these somebody is like want the clients like from the company. So they are give the sales demo to the different clients and they will get the project. So this is all about these. This is the main portion of of the employee experience, that where we can do the analysis. For an example, people analytics. For an example, whatever the data we have in the system from the third party, that is from the foundation, from the success factor, how we can collaborate that, how we can analyze that. uh, this is the hiring in this year we have, this is the termination we have in this year. So by this analytics we can do this all planning, workforce planning, analytics cloud. It means like on the cloud we have everything. So firstly, we have to understand success factor is the platform where we have all the things on the cloud. And primarily we are using the SAP. That is the core SAP we are using, that will require some sort of hardware that has to be installed in the system. Software has to be installed in the system by which we can use. So as of now, wherever, from anywhere, from any laptop, we can use the success factor. So that is about the landscape of success factor. Now we have the activate cloud methodology to do the any of the project for the SAP. Like for an example, how we are doing any of the project that is prepared, how we are doing the explore sessions, how we are doing the realize, deploy, these all things like of the project preparation to the organization preparation or to the go live session. Till that date, we will do these all things. Okay. Secondly, then we will come on to the iteration phases. How I already told you that in the iteration one, we will cover up 80 to 90%. Then in iteration two, we will cover up 95%. In iteration three, we will cover up 100%. Till the time customer is satisfied with the progress, or till the time they are able to understand what exactly they are looking for and what we have delivered to them. Okay. Now, how the deployment part, that is totally depend once the project will start. That is not as of now to be understood. Uh, Now we will cover on this part. This is the life cycle of HR operation. Any HR who is working as of now in the company, that he can understand this process. Basically, how the position will create from here. New position will be created. Okay, to the requisition creation, how that is the recruitment part. We have divided employee life cycle in three modules. This is the employee central cycle. This is the onboarding. This is the RCM. So in RCM, we have these things, but everything is connected to each other internally. So for an example, once the position will be created, position, what is position? Position is basically a seat in the company where anybody can come and sit in a company. So it is a position, vacant position we have in the company. So we have to create that position. Then we have to create the requisition for that. Then we have to post that job, that what we have the requirement in the company. There are so many things, like we can post that job that is onto the RMK module, or these are the RCM module. So RCM is basically having the module in the success factor, but RMK is a module where that is linked to the LinkedIn, that is linked to the Indeed. So these all things. Once we will click onto the post, so it will go that job description to the LinkedIn, Indeed, these all things. So from that requisition creation to the ready to hire, it means that the interview is done now. We have given the offer to the candidate. Now he is accepted that offer and he is joining that offer. So in the onboarding process, we have some onboarding activities. For an example, we have the BGB check. We have the some companies will do the BGB check in the RCM. Some companies will do the BGB check in onboarding. So this all depends on the company. Okay. So once he will do all onboarding process, it will come into the employee center, which is our part. So how the company, how the person will join the company, basically on the first day of any employee who joined the company, the ID will be created for that person in the success factor. So for an example, so on my name is Ravi. So Ravi 01 ID has already been generated in the system. Now for Ravi 01, there are some activities has to be done from the employer center, that update employment info, update personal info, any of the things if we want to update there, so we can update there. Now in the cycle, for an example, I worked for 1 year in the company. Okay, so we have some probation, or because 6 months, after 6 months probation, we will be a permanent employee for the organization. Now we will have the temporary employment. Then we have some. I'm looking for to change my time. I don't want to work into 9 to 6, or maybe a project will need me to work in 12 to 9 shift. So we can do as per the timings required, or the timings given by the client. Okay. So now we have the leave of absence also, that comes, this part comes under the time off. How the you are making any leaves in the system, the holiday calendars we have, the work schedules we have in the company. So this is all about the position management also with of the employees, and this all carry the from joining to the leaving of the organization. Employee Central will work. Okay. Now we have this time of summarization. Now how time of will work. Okay. So the holiday calendar we have, work is holiday calendar. What is holiday calendar? Basically, a holiday calendar in the company. Let's say like I'm from India. Okay. So in India we have around 12 holidays. We have that is from the government. So we can make that holiday calendar as per the government, or as per the state wise also. For an example, in Mumbai, there would be a different festival for which they want, for Ganpati festival, they want the holiday at that time. So we can make the segregation on the basis of the state wise also. So that is a holiday calendar we have. Work is scheduled. For an example, somebody is working in 9 to 6, 9 to 5. Somebody is working in 12 to 9. Somebody is working from 1 to 10. That is totally depend on that how you're working in the company. Time profile means, for an example, there are some levels in the company. For an example, like executive, senior executive. So the different time profiles they have. Okay, so for an example, they can work into 9 to 5, but they can do 2 days work from home, 3 days work from office. So that is the liberty that can give to as per the time profile. So this is about the job information. In job information, we can provide this time of summarization. Okay, time type is totally different of like the regular time, shared time. These all things we can do in the time type. Now in time types we have the time account type. Okay, so in which we have the accrual rule. What is accrual rule? For an let's say like you have started your journey on January 1st. So on January 1st, you will get the credit of 24 leaves on the first day of uh, uh, joining of your company, or as per the company policy that on every 1st of January you will get the 24 leaves. Okay, or maybe some companies will do that 2 leaves per month. So that is totally depend on the accrual rule. Now, what is period end processing? Period end processing is like when you are leaving the company, or maybe not leaving the company, that your period year is end till December 31st December. So your whatever the leaves has been remained there. Like for an example, 12 leaves are you have in your bucket. So what you can do, maybe the 2 leaves can be forwarded to the next accrual cycle, or maybe 10 leaves can be forwarded to the new accrual cycle. Okay, so in this way we can do the period and processing rule. Now what is the higher rule? In higher rule we can do what is like in the when you have joined in not say in January, you have joined in June. Okay, so on the prorated base, how we can give you the leaves, that is on the higher rule. In the termination rule, maybe some of the leaves that is like of the encashed, or maybe the paid leave. So how we can take that termination leaves, and we can forward that into in your FNI. So this is all related to the time account type. Now, what is time of calendar? That is the account creation, when we have created the account for any of the employee. Now, how we are doing the accrual creation, and these three things are very important for any of the time of thing. Okay, in the success factor. Just to overview on this part. Now this is about like how they will do that. For an example, you have make the leave, then there is a workflow. I will explain you workflow and these all things that comes later on. That is not the coming part. So just give me a second. These are the benefits. In benefits, we have insurance, we have pension and retirement, saving and accounts, other benefits and reimbursement and allowances. This totally on depends of that these five categories. Six is the other benefits with having the gym and parking. We are using very rarely these things, but five we are using from the standard SAP recommendations. So these five are basically are very important for every employee benefit implementation. Okay, so how the insurance, basically dental, or because in US we can have the dental, vision, life, disability, every insurance we have in the company. Okay, in pension retirement we have these eligibility of the enrollment as per your age. Okay, in saving accounts we have HSA, FSA. These all things like related to the FSA, and FSA is totally related to the US. HSA we are using here, savings plans, whatever the as per the IRDA we have that, so we can use in the saving account. Reimbursement, whatever like of for your child education, for your education, if you have that reimbursement you want, the medical, the transportation, these all things reimbursement, we will carry it away in the employee benefits. Allowances, what is that? Like for an example, you have the meals allowances, you have parking allowances, you have the uniform, bag, pantry, these all things like comes under the allowances. Okay, now the main part is what is EC core. I'll explain you this. Just give me a second, I'll take water. Okay, so to understand this, this is the main core part to understand for any of the employer central consultant. This is the foundation data. Okay, org structure, job structure, pay structure, and custom. Custom we can understand that is like of the location structure. Okay, org structure is basically like I already told you that like of the division, department, business unit, the company, company or in the success factor we have the legal entity. How we are using this, that is the org structure. Okay, job structure we have like of the job classification, job functioning, job code. These we are carried away in the job structure. Pay structure like of the pay grades, pay components we are using in the company. These things we will understand in later on, like in the coming days. So firstly, we'll have to understand what is basically the EC core is. Okay, so we have the personal information portlet and we have the job employment information portlet. In the personal, we have the biographical, that is the non-effective dated. For an example, you have the Aadhaar card that is not will change as per the date. Okay, that is the same. The number will be same for any of the time. National ID, that is we I told you. Email which you are using of personal, that would be same. That would be not really we will change that our email ID. Okay, effective dated, what is that? Address anytime like you have a change in that. Okay, the dependent, sometimes whatever the dependents, maybe you are not married as of now, once you will be married, so dependent your wife would be, spouse will be also in that. So bank account, so these all things like in the personal information. Job information was that non-recurring means one time bonus we have in the company. Components we have like for pay components, like I can provide you the one component that as per of your performance component, that is a performance bonus we can provide you. Okay, termination, employment, these are the non-effective dated. So one time it would be carried away or the date would not be changed. That would not affected by the date. Job information. Maybe you are as of now manager. Next time you will be a senior manager. Then we will have a compensation. Right now you are having a package of 10 lakhs. Then you will having a package of 20 LPA. So it totally depends on how these things are changing as per the date. This is the main reason workflow. For any of these things, when it goes, or when any of the changes are happening in this way, so a workflow will trigger. It means the notification, the approval. Workflow is basically approval goes to the manager, to the department head, to the division head. That may be approver, approver two, or maybe a dynamic group or dynamic role we have in the workflow, by which once they will approve that, so there is a change reflecting on your portlet. Without that, it will be same as what was like in the prior. So that will not change. People profile is basically like of the EC portlet. For an example, what you uh, like having as of now, the EC portlet, the custom things like we want to maintain these standalone portlets like of the component we want to maintain there in the people profile. So we can segregate this section and we can make in the people profile. So this is basically in that way we can make that. Okay, now we will have time off. I already told you, but this is totally a different thing which I need to explain you after this. Now, what is time off? I already explained you. Time sheet. It is basically when you are coming to the office. So positive things or negative time recording are like happening in the company. For an example, you are using the system that is a Chronos. Okay, you just have to punch in the company. You came in the office and there is a 9 to 5 shift. So once you came in the office, you have punch in. Then you go for a lunch. You have go for any of the tea break or any of the things. So there are some sort of leverage or some sort of the restrictions are there for the negative time recording. So maybe you took the break for 2 hours, but your system not allows you because you have just of the 1 hour negative time recording in your system. So that totally related to the timesheet, how the rules are maintained there. So you can check and evaluate all the things in timesheet. In time off, we just maintain then who and whom you are working there, like on which work schedule, on which holiday calendar time profile you are working. Okay. What is global assignment? Basically, for an example, you're working in a company in India. Okay, I am Ravi and I'm working in a company in India, and my company is having a requirement in London. Okay, and I have to go London just for few months, for 5 months. So for that, on that duration of 5 months, I will be here like as on onto the global assignment. Okay, there is a one thing in the position management that is a right to return. So I have to push that button, right to return. So on that 5 months, I will be working there, but my employment is also here. So I will be a global assignment. Concurrent employment means like, for an example, I am working. There are two legal entities. Tata, for an example, we can take an example of Tata. Tata is having different brand like TCS, like Tata International. Okay, so there is a one employee who is working in TCS also, who is working in Tata International also. So his working effort hours is like point 0.5 into TCS, point 0.5 into Tata International. So that is a concurrent employment. What is contingent workforce? Contingent is basically the company hires you for 6 months, for 1 year. That is all set for 6 months, 1 year only. Or maybe as per the company demand. So that is the so now just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you about the org structure. That is like of the this we can say that is the legal entity division. Then we have the department. In this way, we have the org structure. Just give me a second. Okay. Can we stop recording? Okay. So I was telling you that what is org structure, job structure, pay structure, and location structure. So basically, org structures you have the legal entity. Under legal entity, we have division. Under division, we have department. So how you are defining your structure, it means like which position belongs to which position. You are a manager, you belongs to the higher manager, the senior manager, then senior manager reports to the different manager. So it means like a reporting hierarchy also we have in the org structure. Job structure basically defines us that job classification. Like for an example, we have a job grade that is a technician. So that is the person like technician. In technician, we have different technicians like technician A, B, C, and D. So these are the grades we have. So these are the job classification of job code. On the basis of that, we created the position. The job structure is very important to analyze the requirement of the positions we have in the company. This is very important. In the pay structure, we define how should we getting paid for any of the employee, how we have to pay to them. Okay. So these all things we have to take care of the pay structure. In location structure, for an example, you sit in Noida and you have a requirement of in Bangalore. So you have a different locations in your company. That Delhi, Bangalore, these are the locations. On that basis, also you can define your company. That for location Bangalore, this is the person like who is a department or a location head for this location. For Delhi, we have a different head. So on the basis of that, we also have a structure in the company. Now we will come on to these things like org structure. I already explained you in detail, like the business unit, legal entities, and the associations. These all things. Then okay, so this is the basic definitions like company has provided. One by one, I will explain you the legal entity. This is the company. For an example, let's say the Tata is a legal entity. Okay, business unit that Tata under Tata we have TCS, Tata International, Tata Motors. We have in divisions we have like of what we can say the retail or the automobiles. These subdivisions we have. Then department, HR department. We have the different payroll department. So these all departments we have. In cost center, by which cost center is related to which business unit or which division, that is totally related to the company. So for an example, for Tata Motors, we are getting all the costs from the one cost center. Okay, we are having a different cost center for the Tata International. So that is totally depends on the cost centers also. Locations already I explained you that where the company works. Position is basically a seat where the company, the person is sitting there. So it means like the sales director, sales northeast region we have. It is assigned to the job role, the competencies we have. Okay. So this is about the position. Now this is totally related to the location group. For an example, we want to club all the location in the one group, so we can club it. For an example, Noida, Delhi, and Gurgaon, we want to club into the one group that is the NCR. So we can club that. Custom objects is basically like of we have to create the different custom objects in the company. For an example, we want to create a object where there is a workflow which has derived from Aadhaar card. For an example, if somebody is not having a PAN card linked to the Aadhaar card, so please let us know so they can link their PAN card to the Aadhaar card. For that, we can make the custom objects also. Okay. Now this is the job structure which I have already told you. Under human resource, we have the job classification. Under finance, we have the different job classification. Okay. Now we have the pay structure. Now what is the pay group? That like of the paid in which manner we are doing the pays to the employees. How we have the pay grades. For an example, we have the different pay grades as per the different job classification. We have the pay components. One is the non-recurring, which I already told you that is a bonus. One is the recurring, in which like on every month you are getting this pay component. Pay component group, we have to club all the pay components under pay component group as per the demand of the company. Pay frequency, it means like once in a month, twice in a month, how we have to give that pay, we have to define that pay range. Like there is a pay range for any of the position. For an example, we are on the assistant position, we cannot get the much more pay range that is totally above than the 15,000. So in that we have to define the pay range. Geozone is basically like of the, as per the geographical locations, we have to define the pay considerations. Okay, this is basically like the pay structure. It's totally like I'll explain you in the coming on the sales demo also. Like I'll explain you how we can create this, how we can make this. So this is totally a new thing. So this is all deliverable structure we have in the system. Okay, how we are defining this legal entity we have, then how we are basically dividing this into the studio, buying, these all things. We are making this. Okay, this is totally a different, some companies are using in this way. So this is related to the position. For an example, group entity is in this way: legal entity 1, legal entity 2. Okay, and then we have the different pay groups, business unit, divisions. In this way, we, this is totally a different flow chart. I will explain you once we have the system. Under system, you can understand the org structure, how we can create and how we can do the association in this structure. Okay, now we will have okay, somebody who worked in the SAP SCM, so can understand this thing, that the, okay, so somebody in the from the SAP SCM, so who can understand this thing, like the business unit we have in the org unit. Okay, these division, department, and sectors, these all under the org unit. Cost centers, basically we have the same personal area that we have in the same way in the EC. But personal sub area, we have the work location. Business area is a location group here. Job is basically a job classification here. These are the totally relatable things from SAP SCM to EC. Okay, now we have job and position. So basically, job describes the nature of the work to be done. For an example, you have a similar task. For an, I am a consultant. Okay, I need to work for success factor. So I need to work on for the success factor. I need to do the implementation. But what is position? My position is a consultant, senior consultant, or maybe a lead consultant. That is my position on which I am sitting here. But my job is to do the success factor implementation. So this is the basic difference between that. The job architecture is within the employee central is this is the system look like how position will look like in the system. Will define you in the one the system we will have position management. So by the position management, we can understand the positional people planning, like how, what is the head count we have. We are budgeting. We have some budget for any of the position. So we can do with the position management these all things. Okay, we have some similar things. I will explain you the position management settings to the system. Not from here. This is generally a differentiation between the integration and maintenance. These all things. So this is the basically a look like from the system perspective. This is the here we have the actual head count, the budgeted position we have for 487, but as of now we have fulfilled the 424. These are the business unit under which we have the division, which I am telling you the org structure. This is the company structure. Okay, in this way we have this. Okay, now we have this is the position reporting hierarchy. Okay, somebody is like from the external workforce is related to this position. Okay, VP, and VP is associated to president. So in this way we are working, but SAP recommend, SuccessFactors recommends us to work on to the position hierarchy, not only reporting hierarchy. We have two hierarchies. One is the position, second is the reporting. So if somebody asks you what is the leading hierarchy in the SuccessFactors, that is a position hierarchy. We have to always follow the position hierarchy in the system. These are the attributes which we are using in the position while creating any position. For an example, they will ask you what is job title you want to mention here, position title. Okay. What is FT? FT it means like this is very important. Like for you want to open two positions here, you want to open three positions. So here you have to mention. So for any of the position, you have to maintain one here. Mass position you want to maintain there. So there would be, for an example, 200, 400 position you want to have here. Okay. Critical position, if this is a critical, so you have to maintain here critical. Position incumbent means how it is related to the different person. For an example, exactly, I am from the consulting from SuccessFactor, so it will relate to the team of SuccessFactor only. Okay. Organization, it means like of the organization, how the division, department, and these all things are coming for this position. Matrix relationship, it means like, for an example, you have a manager, you have a department head, you have a matrix manager, division head. All these will be linked to here. Okay, I will explain these all things also in the configuration once we will start the configuration.